You know, I did a lot of kind of shopping around for studio artist programs because they're all different and they all offer different things. And one of the things that I really loved about this program was the variety of things that we would study. So there are language classes, which of course is so important to an opera singer. We've had fight classes, we've had dance classes. We have a class with Chris Metalliano where we work on audition techniques and acting. We've had acting coachings with Christine McIntyre, and of course we have vocal coachings all the time.
In terms of growth this year, one of the most important things that I can't say any of us really got to experience in our conservatory training was working with the principal artists on stage, as well as the conductors. We get a lot of training that tells us this is the sort of thing that you want to do and look for this and, you know, be well prepared with your music, and we'll go to acting classes and that sort of a thing. But there's something about seeing professionals doing our craft, and it's sort of a culmination of everything we've learned in conservatory training, and now being here and seeing the artists do it. How do they speak to the conductor during a rehearsal? How do they, you know, politely disagree with the director on something? And what are the appropriate ways to do those things and still maintain that level of professionalism that we all strive for? And
the POSA program is really great because it makes you learn. It really does. It throws you into the deep end of the pool. And I mean, I did 10 shows in my time here. And to think about when I came in for Carmen, my first show, to now at Rigoletto, my 10th, I've learned so much in that 18-month time. I was a completely different singer. I was a completely different performer when I came here. And the POSA programs made us all have to improve. We had to.
To have our own production is invaluable, I think, because a lot of these programs, first of all, some of these programs don't even allow people to touch the main stage. Not only do we get to do comprimario roles and cover on the main stage the principal roles, but we get our own production. And there are just a handful of companies that do that for their young artist program. It does two things. It gives us a great amount of experience, stage experience in bigger roles. And the other thing it does is it shows how this company values us as artists. And I think that's important for a young artist who's trying to build confidence and go out there and work in the real world.
I think the most surprising part for me is just how much I feel like I've grown in the past 2 years as a performer and as an artist.
It is a curious story. I have it written in faded ink, a woman's hand, governess to 2 children long ago.
Just getting us to look at music in a different way and getting us to look at opera in a different way, and I think that's been the most, like, looking back on how I used to think about things, it's just, it's night and day, and I think that's the growth that people talk about when they watch me perform now. I think that's what they're, you know, just seeing that I have become more of an artist.
It's important for programs like this to get funding because it is the future of the art form in this country. The way opera works in general is most of us that are singers go through a conservatory system. We get our masters, some do a little bit more education than that, and then we go into young artist programs. And they are like an apprenticeship, like someone that works in computers goes and has an internship with Apple. And That's how we learn our craft. We are put on our feet, and we take everything that we've learned over our 6 years of school, 8 years of school, and all the private lessons and all the coachings and all the acting classes, and we put it to work. And that is how opera is made in this country now.
Opera is in a really rough time right now, and it's very hard to pay the bills for any opera just from ticket sales. It's impossible. Nobody does it. And I think that opera, maybe more than any other performing art that I can think of, has the ability to touch those areas of the human soul that are really high. They're really emotional. They're things that's what opera does so well. It's not a pedestrian art form. It's an art form that deals with things that are above and beyond the normal, average, everyday experience. And that's what's so amazing about it. It takes you out of yourself and makes you have, I would say, a spiritual experience. And I think it's something that we need in our culture. We need it in our society. People need to be in touch with something more than just their everyday life. They need to be in touch with what's really special and powerful. And it can't happen without funding. And certainly this kind of program cannot happen.
Hello, I'm Christopher Mattaliano, General Director of the Portland Opera. And the Portland Opera Studio Program is something very near and dear to my heart and makes our opera company truly unique. This program simply could not happen without the generous support of many individuals. If you are interested in supporting the Portland Opera Studio Artist Program, please call me at 503-241-1407, and I'll speak to you about how you can become part of the Portland Opera family of supporters. Thank you very much.